Hey guys, so I recently realized that I don't have any savory recipes on my channel. It was really not intentional. I guess I just have more of a sweet tooth. So today's recipe is one of my favorite baked savory recipe. It's a quiche. If you don't know me, my name is Dhivya Sahadevan and this channel is my little creative corner and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. You may have had a quiche previously in this really sophisticated cafes, but let me tell you, it's really easy to create and I'm going to show you how you can make this in your home. Enough said, as you can see, I'm ready in my kitchen. Let's go.
So the first step is to prepare the pastry dough, and this is probably the only technical step in this recipe. For the pastry, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 beaten egg, 100 grams of frozen butter which I've just shredded, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and a bowl to mix this. So I'm going to throw in everything except my egg. And I'm using salted butter here, so I'm not throwing in my salt. If not, make sure you add a good pinch of salt. So when I'm kneading this, make sure you take only the fingertips and you want to really knead it until it comes together to form these almost sand-like texture, and it should have this consistency. Now I'm going to add in my egg and really bring it together. If it gets a little sticky at this point, don't be scared, just add in a little bit more flour and it should all come together and form a dough like this. So it should still be cool with the frozen butter, so you don't want to warm up your dough. So once it's well mixed and you get your dough together, you're going to cover this up and leave it in your fridge until we get the rest of the mixture ready. So next is preparing our egg cheese filling. This is the easiest step. So in 3/4 cup of cheddar cheese, I'm going to put in 2 beaten eggs and 1/2 cup of milk and just mix it together. And now we're just going to again keep it aside and move to our next step, which is to prepare our chicken filling. So the filling is really versatile. You can decide to do anything that you want. I have chicken and spinach today, so I'm going to prepare my chicken filling. For that, I have 1 cup of spinach. This is freshly from my garden. I have 1 onion. I have 1 cup of boneless chicken, and then just seasoning of some salt and pepper and oil to salt. So we start by first having some oil in our pan, and I'm just going to saute my onions until they turn lightly golden. So now it's looking good, and at this stage I'm going to add in my chicken and then again saute it until it starts to release the water. Make sure you season at this stage with some salt and pepper. And once it's looking like this, it's time to add in your spinach. Spinach doesn't need a whole lot of cooking, so you just need to really warm it up until the leaves wilt down. And again, make sure you keep tasting to see if you need to adjust your seasoning, because seasoning is really important. If you feel at any point it's less, make sure you add enough salt and pepper. So I'm adding a little bit more salt and pepper. So my filling is looking good. The water has, evaporated off. It's looking good. I want to completely cool this down before you start to assemble the quiche. And this is basically just bringing it all together to form our pie. So for that, I start out by taking the dough and from the fridge, and I'm going to try and roll it out. Don't worry if it cracks in the beginning, because it's really cold and it's very normal to crack. So you just want to work with a little bit, use some flour so that it does not stick to your table counter or your rolling pin, and you just keep rolling it out until you get a smooth sheet-like texture. It doesn't have to be perfect. You will be able to see how I'll work with it and really get it to just fit into the shape that I want. So when it's around like 1/2 centimeter thick, that's when I decide to transfer it into my pie tin, which I don't have, so I'm going to be using a regular casserole here, and I'm just going to be filling it to half this depth, because a quiche is generally not too thick, it's a slightly thin, and it's really like a pie. So if you have a pie thin, that's the perfect one you want to use for this. So I'm just going to be adjusting the sides, and as you can see, I'm pulling off bits from here and there and sticking it to the other sides which are missing. So it's really that easy. Don't worry, if you don't roll it out perfectly. It's very forgiving, and you can just adjust it until you're happy with the shape and the look of your pie. At this point it's looking okay, and I'm going to move in and add in my chicken filling, which is now completely cooled. I'm just going to drop it all in there and spread it evenly. And over this, now we are going to spoon in our egg cheese filling. I'm just going to adjust it so that the cheese is like well distributed over the top of the quiche. And then it's actually, that's it. That's how easy it is. And from here, you're just going to pop it into my oven, which was preheated for 180 degrees, and it's going to take approximately 40 minutes. But you want to keep checking it until your top turns nice and golden brown and looks something like this. That's when your quiche is ready and it's ready to come out. Your kitchen will be smelling gorgeous. You'll be having a nice golden top, and that buttery pastry is going to be amazing. So I really wish you could just smell my kitchen right now. I had this for dinner, but it's a great breakfast option as well.
My recipe today from Edible Garden is so versatile. I'm doing chicken today, but you can really easily replace it with mushroom, paneer, just about anything that you like. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on my weekly content. If you love this recipe, let me know by giving it a thumbs up or leave me a comment below. Have you checked out my recipe of the healthy granola mix? If not, I'll see you there. Take care guys, it's me Dhivya signing out. If you love this recipe, let me know